Make sure that you record your hours, your achievements, your promises, and also your manager's promises. Well, most people don't do this. Why not? Well, the first reason why they don't do it is because most people are reactive. Unless their manager explicitly tells them, like, make sure you record your achievements and hours, they won't do it. So this is a great way to start to be proactive by recording, your hours, achievements, and promises. The second thing is that most people they take their job and their career for granted. They're like, yeah, I've been with the company for 12 months or 2 years or 5 years or 20 years. I don't need to record my hours and achievements. And what that shows to me is that they have given up. They've given up. They're like, yeah, I'm in this job. I have it for the rest of my life. Why should I record anything? It's just, I just take it for granted. And that's such a bullshit mindset that's not going to get you anywhere. So this is just a stupid reason, uh, but one that many people have. Another reason why people don't do it is simply because they forget. They forget their achievements. A couple of years ago, I applied for a new job, and as I was rewriting my resume, I really had to think like, what did I actually achieve throughout my career? And it took me quite a long time. And actually, as I was going to interviews, other achievements popped up when the interviewer was asking questions like, what are you most proud of? What have you achieved? Like, those kinds of questions really helped me to realize, like, yeah, I did have a lot of achievements, but because there was so many years ago, I forgot about them. And that's the thing, if you don't record it, you'll probably forget it. And you don't give yourself as much credit as you should. Another reason, and the final reason why people don't record this, is because they're too tired after work. Like imagine this, you work 9 to 5 or 9 to 6, and I'm actually yawning myself, it's not even 6 yet, and they're about to finish, and all they need to do is just a couple of minutes to record their hours and achievements, but just they say, yeah, I'll do it tomorrow, and tomorrow is the same thing, and before you know it, a year passes by, and you haven't recorded anything. But I urge you, please record this. Make a simple Excel sheet like the day that you worked, your working hours, and in a separate tab, just write down like what are all the achievements. Like, okay, I helped to close this deal. I helped to save this cost. I helped, to start this project and to finish it on time and on budget. I was able to close this month's accounts on time. Like, if you record it, the purpose of that is really to help you to feel more confident to ask for those pay rises. But that's another reason for that, and we're going to get into that with your homework. Now, I want to give you this quote. It's actually my quote, and it says, if your life is worth living, it's worth recording. You see, so many people, they don't record it. They don't record their life. And I mean, this is just the work aspect. But what I also recommend you to do, which is outside the scope of this course, is to record a gratitude journal or an achievement journal. Like, this course is about your career, but also write down, like, okay, what did I do today? What am I most proud of? Like, what am I grateful for today? Just keep, a couple of sentences in like a document that you can look back at. Like, I have this book that I still look back at today that I started back in 2012. And every day there's a couple of points like, okay, today I was grateful to meet such and such person. Today I was grateful to close this deal. Today I was grateful that I had a new student in a new country. The more you build on top of that, actually, the more you will receive to be grateful for as well. And we're going to tie this into your homework. The first question is, of course, to record and track your hours every day. The reasons for this are also legal reasons. Let's say that your manager's asking, what did you do on such and such day? Like, if they don't like you or they just want to be a pain, you can just open your sheet and you can say, hey, I worked from this day at this time till this time. This is what I did. So it's for legal reasons. It's very important that if there's ever conflict between you and your employer, You have something as proof to show them what you did. The second reason is, you know, to record your overtime hours for time off or maybe overtime pay. If your company doesn't pay overtime pay, if you have a list of like, if you're supposed to work 35 hours a week, but your hours show you, hey, I work like 60 hours a week, it can really help you to negotiate with your company and to get a better raise. Or in the worst case, you can say, I work 6 hours this week. Can I please leave next week on Friday a little bit earlier? And any reasonable manager will say, yes, absolutely. And if they say no, you know it's time to leave because you don't want to work for such a short-sighted manager and company. Another reason for tracking your hours every day is to see if your process improvements are paying off. So let's say you worked on process improvements for a couple of months and you're not sure, like, does it have the right payoff? If you see your hours decrease because your process improvements are working, you know it's working. But if you're still working 60 hours 6 months later, even with the process improvements, it's a sign that, oh, it's not working. I have to maybe look at it from a different angle so I can really bring down my hours as well. The second thing I want you to track is your projects and your goals. And please use SMART goals. I'm sure you heard of this. Just Google it. SMART goals are simply something that has like a time frame. It's measurable, it's achievable, it's realistic, etc. Just make sure you set SMART goals. And again, the purpose of this is to build a track record of your achievements that you can use to ask for pay rises. And when you're being recruited for different roles as well, you have this list, bam, ready to go. Some of the bigger companies out there, they already have online tools for that. Like in my current role, every 6 months I have to fill in the SMART goals that I discuss with my manager. And it already keeps track of that. So it's more of an official way of keeping track. If your company has something like this available, make sure that you use it. And if not, just write it like in an Excel document or a Word document, or make sure that you store that information somewhere.